What is going on with Donald Trump? That is the question blowing up the internet after a super weird comment he made about getting into heaven. So, is this a secret health scare, or is it all just media hype? We're going to break it all down. Oh, and before we dive in, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Let's get into it. So it all kicked off with this. Out of nowhere, on Fox News, Donald Trump starts talking about his chances of getting into heaven. He even kind of jokes that he's heard things aren't looking so hot for him. It was so random, so out of left field, that it basically sent up a giant red flag for everyone watching. Yeah, exactly. Why is a 79-year-old former president suddenly so concerned with his eternal salvation? That's the big question we're digging into today. What is really going on behind this bizarre comment? Okay, so let's dive into the number one theory that absolutely took over online, and that is something is seriously, secretly wrong with Donald Trump's health. People immediately started connecting this heaven comment to some kind of undisclosed medical issue. And, this whole thing really caught fire after the Lincoln Project, that's the super PAC run by anti-Trump Republicans, tweeted this. They basically said, hey, this isn't normal. If getting into heaven is what's on your mind, something else must be going on with your health. And boy, did that post go viral. And from there, you know how it goes. The internet just went wild. The comment sections were full of people playing armchair doctor. You saw stuff like, he seemed low energy, or maybe he just got some bad news from his doctor. And, well, some people were a little more blunt, saying he's terrified of dying. Okay, so that's a lot of speculation, right? A lot of online chatter. But is there anything real to back it up? Well, the people pushing this theory say, yes, absolutely, and they claim they have the receipts. So his critics have basically put together an entire case file they're calling the Trail of Clues. And these are all things that have happened just in the last week or so. They argue this isn't just one weird comment. It's a whole pattern. Let's just run through the evidence they've collected. First up, on August 12th, they point out that he said not once, but twice that he was flying to Russia for a meeting that was actually happening in Alaska. Next clue in the file. He apparently called the Russian city of St. Petersburg by its old Soviet-era name, Leningrad, a name that hasn't been used officially since, 1991. Then you've got this observation. Critics who watched the footage of his meeting with the Russian president noted that he seemed to have a tough time just walking in a straight line right before they shook hands. And the final piece of evidence they're pointing to is a report that during a White House meeting, he didn't even recognize the president of Finland, who was sitting right there in front of him. Now we have to hit pause for a second because there is one health condition that the White House has actually gone on the record about. Back in July, they said he has something called chronic venous insufficiency. It's basically a blood circulation issue. But, and this is the really crucial part, that condition has absolutely nothing to do with your brain. It's about blood flow in your legs, not cognitive function. So it just doesn't explain away any of those gaffes that his critics are flagging. So, if that known health issue isn't the reason for the slip-ups and the heaven talk, what is the official story? All right, let's flip the script and look at the counter-argument. The official White House line is, well, it's pretty simple, actually. A spokesperson said the guy is just completely and totally exhausted from his insane schedule. And look, they might have a point. They laid out his schedule, and it was brutal. We're talking a 7,000-mile round-trip flight to Alaska and back, doing news interviews while on the plane, and then jumping right into a whole day of intense meetings with European leaders. Their argument is pretty straightforward. A schedule like that would wear anyone out. All right, let's bring it all home and put this all together, because what we've really got here are two completely different narratives trying to explain the exact same series of events. So, on one side, you have theory A, the health scare. The idea here is that the strange heaven comment plus all those recent slip-ups are all signs of a serious secret health crisis. But on the other side, you've got theory B, the media hype. This argument says, look, the guy is 79, he just had a killer work week, and the media is just taking a few minor gaffes and blowing them way, way out of proportion. So, now it's over to you. What's your gut feeling here? Is this a genuine health scare we should be worried about, or is this just a classic case of political hype fueled by a crazy schedule? Drop your take in the comments below. I really want to know what you think. And that's the story. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that little bell so you never miss another explainer. We'll see you in the next one.